Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, my name is Norazila Arbain. My normal major is A208219. I would like to present about the introduction. Okay. Our group decides on two other logistic competitors, logistics server Berhad and Tionam Logistic Holding Berhad, both of which are publicly trades on the Bursa Malaysia main market. We pick the three most recent annual reports from each company, which were 2018, 2019, and 2020. In addition, 14 financial ratio analysis were used. Such ratio analysis can be horizontal or vertical. The horizontal types compare two companies over a 3 years period in the same table. In the three independent tables, the vertical analysis compared two different companies for each year. We choose the company Others Logistics because we needed to know the company's profits and loss ratio, and financial management is critical to improving the company revenue. We will able to learn how to assess unit, measure financial stress, determine management effectiveness, and grasp the company logistical competitor by finishing this assignment. It's also inserted used in learning more about the financial problem.
Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. My name is NAZHATUL Binti RIDZUAN. A20B214 would like to present about the business nature of Complete Logistics Services Berhad and Tiong-Nam Logistics Holdings Berhad. Complete Logistics Services Berhad is principally an investment holding company, while the activities of its subsidiaries include the provision of total logistics services that encompass the integration of both shipping and land transportation. The logistics segment provides total logistics services which range from land transportation services such as container haulage, lorry transportation, warehousing, customs, brokerage and forwarding services to freight forwarding, project logistics and door-to-door delivery services. Their land transportation services cover areas within Peninsular Malaysia and their hubs are located in Port Klang, Nilai, Yassin and Pasir Gudang. As for Tiong-Nam Logistics Holdings Berhad is a Malaysia-based investment holding company. The company through its subsidiaries is engaged in transportation, property letting and warehousing and related services such as management of cold room storage and distribution services, provision of courier and related services, letting of forklifts and trucks, and property letting. The company comprises two segments such as transportation and related services and property letting and warehousing. Other operations of the company consist of investment holding and sales of goods. I will present about calculation ratio of Complete Logistics Services Berhad for 3 years, which are 2018, 2019 and 2020. For current ratio, the formula is current assets divide current liabilities. Our group got 2.87 times in 2020. For account receivable turnover ratio, in 2019 is the lowest compared to the 2018 and 2020, which is 3.50 times. Capital structure ratios. For debt ratios, the formula is total liabilities divide total assets. We got 23% for 2019. Asset management efficiency ratios. For total asset turnover ratio, the formula is sales or revenue divide total assets. We got 0.70 times in 2018. Profitability ratios. For gross profit margin GPN ratio, the formula is gross profits divide sales or revenue times 100%. We got 18% for 2018 and 2020.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Norazila HUSNA binti SHAARI, metric number is A20B2253. Now I will present about calculation of ratio for Tiong-Nam Logistic Holding Berhad for 2018, 2019 and 2020. For liquidity ratio, current ratio on 2020 was the highest, which is 2.87 times. And for the average collection period, we can see on 2019 was the highest with 170 days. The highest days for day sales in inventory was on 2018, which is for 3 days. We go to capital structure ratio. On that ratio, we can see on 2020 was the highest, which is 0.47. For time interest earned ratio on 2018 was the highest with 7.28. Asset management efficient ratio. We can see on total asset turnover ratio on 2018 was the highest with 7.49 times. And for the fixed asset turnover ratio, we can see on 2020, the highest number is 2.30 times. And the last is profitability ratio. We can see on gross profit margin on 2018 was the highest with number 18.36
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is NURZUKRINA Rahayu Binti Muhammad ZAINI, metric number A20A1004. Now I will explain about horizontal analysis, the ratio analysis for Bird Company. Current ratio for Complete Logistics Service Berhad and Tionam Logistic Holding Berhad. The figures show in 2018, Tionam Logistic is at the level of 2.36 compared to Complete Logistics Service is at the level of 2.16. In 2019, Complete Logistics Service was at 2.18 compared to Tionam Logistic at 1.59. In 2020, Tionam Logistic and Complete Logistics Service will be at the same level of 2.87. Through the diagram shows, the current ratio of Complete Logistics Service is equivalent to Tionam Logistic. For the quick ratio, the figure shows in 2018, Complete Logistics Service is at the level 2.11 compared to Tionam Logistic is at level 1.31. In 2019, Complete Logistics Service was at 2.15 compared to Tionam Logistic at 1.37. In 2020, Complete Logistics Service will be at 2.86 compared to Tionam Logistic at 2.66. Through the diagram shows the quick ratio for Complete Logistics Service is higher every year compared to Tionam Logistic. For average collection period turnover for Complete Logistics Service and Tionam Logistic, the figures show in 2018 Complete Logistics Service 101 days compared to Tionam Logistic took 119 days. In 2019, Complete Logistics Service took 104 days compared to Tionam Logistic for 170 days. In 2020, Complete Logistics Service will take 100 days compared to Tionam Logistic for 126 days. Through the figure shows the average turnover of the collection period of Complete Logistics Service is higher each year. For account receivable turnover for Complete Logistics Service and Tionam Logistic, the figures show that in 2018, Complete Logistics Service is at 3.59 compared to Tionam Logistic at 3.06. In 2019, Complete Logistics Service was at 3.50 compared to Tionam Logistic at 2.15. In 2020, Complete Logistics Service will be at 3.66 compared to Tionam Logistic at 2.90. Through the figure shows the receivable of Complete Logistics Service is higher every year compared to Tionam Logistic.
Hello, my name is NUHA Binti FADZIL. My matric number is A20A2201. Next, I will continue the inventory turnover for Complete Logistics Service Berhad and Tionam Logistic Holding Berhad. The diagram above show in 2018, Complete Logistics Service were at the level of 89.67 compared to Tionam Logistic was at the level of 29.91. In the year 2019, Complete Logistics Service were at the level of 186.56 compared to Tionam Logistic was at the level of 142.99. In 2020, Complete Logistics Service at the level of 414.48 compared to Tionam Logistic at the level of 165.24. The diagram above show that the inventory turnover for Complete Logistics Service and Tionam Logistic Holding is higher every year. Next, the day sale in inventory. The diagram above show in 2018, Complete Logistics Service took 4 days compared to Tionam Logistic for 3 days. In 2019, Complete Logistics Service and Tionam Logistic respectively took 2 days. In 2020, Complete Logistics Service and Tionam Logistic respectively took 1 day also. Draw the diagram above show that the day sales in inventory for Complete Logistics Service is higher in 2018 compared to 2019 and 2020.
For asset management efficiency ratio, total asset turnover from the year of 2018 until 2020 for Tionam Logistics is higher than Complete Logistics Services Berhad. Fixed asset turnover for Complete Logistics returns, meanwhile Tionam fluctuated throughout the 3 years. Gross profit and operating profit of Complete Logistics show fluctuation. Meanwhile, for net profit margin was retained the same, which 92% from the revenues received. And Tionam was facing with ups and downs with their company profitability.
Next, the debt ratio and the capital structure ratio. The diagram above show in 2018, complete logistics service are at the level 0.22 compared to Tiongnan logistics is at the level of 0.32. In the next year, 2019, complete logistics service are at the level of 0.23 compared to Tiongnan logistics is at the level of 0.32. In 2020, complete logistics service are at the level of 0.21 compared to Tiongnan logistics is at the level of 0.47. Draw the diagram above show that the debt ratio for complete logistics service is higher in 2019 compared to 2020. Tiongnan logistics is higher. Last is time interest earned. The diagram above showed in 2018, complete logistics service are at the level of 12.12 compared to Tiongnan logistics is at the level of 7.28. In the next year, 2019, complete logistics service are at the level of 12.25 compared to Tiongnan logistics is at the level of 5.7. In the next year, 2020, complete logistics service are at the level of 17.63 compared to Tiongnan logistics is at the level of 5.11. Draw the diagram above show that the time interest earned for complete logistics service is
My name is ASYIQIN Binti Muhammad YASSIN and my metric number is A20A1688. For vertical analysis for both company in liquidity ratio, the current ratio shows the same data which 2.87 times for both company. Meanwhile, there is slight difference in asset test ratio between complete logistics services Berhad 2.86 times and Tiongnan logistics 2.66 times. For average collection period, Tiongnan provide 1 to 6 days while complete logistics give 100 days. In account receivable turnover ratio, complete logistics able to reach 3.66 times, and there is significant difference in inventory turnover which complete logistics services reach 414.48 times and Tiongnan 165.24 times. For the day sales in inventory, both company able to sell their inventory in a day.
Okay, hi, I'm SHAHIDAH. Okay, for total asset turnover, this diagram shows that complete logistics service Berhad have lowest total asset turnover, which is at 0.64, while Tiongnan logistic holding Berhad is at 5.20. Okay, and also for fixed asset turnover, Tiongnan logistic holding Berhad have higher fixed asset turnover than complete logistics service Berhad. Okay, next, for this diagram that show profitability ratio, gross profit for complete logistics service Berhad is 18%, which is higher than Tiongnan logistic holding Berhad, which is 12%. While for operating profit margin, complete logistics service Berhad is lower than Tiongnan logistic holding Berhad. The graph shows that overall complete logistics service Berhad had the highest percentage for profitability ratio. Okay, lastly, for this diagram, that ratio for Tiongnan logistic holding Berhad have higher debt ratio, which is at 0.47 than the complete logistics service Berhad, which is at 0.21. Thank you.
Next, I will present about suggestion to improve logistics. Firstly, recommendation for both firms, completed logistics service Berhad and Tiongnan logistics holding Berhad, on how to strengthen their organization by using the SWOT concept in the future. The second change we made was to add a customer support line. Customer must call the customer support number indicated on their official website to acquire service from these two firms. This technique has the potential to attract additional clients to this logistic company service. Secondly, both organizations should maintain an efficient inventory. Inventory can make or run a company. Manufacturing executives must be able to manage their inventory in order to manage their operation and perhaps more crucially, the connection their the connection they have with their customer, manager must reconcile their inventory processes in order to do this. Prioritizing inventory management in our firms to effectively minimize waste. Next, to strengthen logistic management, both organizations should engage a logistic manager with good interpersonal ability. When your logistic strategy goes awry, it is critical that the individual assigns with cleaning up the mess as excellent interpersonal skill. This is due to the fact that they not only have to adjust things with personnel in your company, which may possibly make life more difficult for them, but they also sometimes have to locate a last-minute logistics supplier to cover. Last but not least, the recommendation for both complete logistics service Berhad and Tionan logistic holding Berhad is to educate their employees truly. The most advanced technology in the world will not increase your logistic efficiency if your staff do not feel comfortable utilizing it. Ensure that your personnel has the necessary training to comprehend to their utilize. That's all from me. Thank you.
Conclusion on the analysis of complete logistic service Berhad and Tionam Logistic Holding Berhad above mostly offer top quality and excellent service at the logistics. Besides of that, complete logistic service Berhad and Tionam Holding Berhad are able to sell their inventory in a day. Both of the company manage the business efficiently, especially in sales performance and inventory management. However, both companies were very smart in managing inventory and not to expand and exist the amount on inventory because it will cause excess inventory stock and the company suffer loss. Moreover, both companies have recorded a good reputation in the logistic field, especially in our country. That's all. Thank you.
I know gold is not